Hello guys, it's Rhino and welcome to one more Played Right. Today in this video we're gonna have a look at how to play Unsolved Mysteries, Ancora de Fuego by Arcadia Designs, which is on Kickstarter right now. Unsolved Mysteries is a mysterious narrative adventure and it's all about scary stories and survival. It takes place in Japan of 1902 and you can play it as a solo game or you can play it as a co-op game for 2 players. The story starts in the present time with William Carter, a Brooklyn detective, reopening and investigating unsolved cases with inconclusive or potentially supernatural evidence. In his current case, several mental patients escaped from an asylum in 1902 and disappeared without a trace after committing murder. When the investigation goes deeper, things get even darker as he finds evidence that the yokai, which are demonic spirits and shadows, live among us. The game has several chapters and the players will be the protagonists of Carter's case and they will join him on his dark journey to discover the truth. The player's decision throughout the game will influence the development and the end of the adventure. The game is designed to be played several times and you cannot discover all the content in one single game. It contains a board, location cards, interactions, objects, the yokai spirits, 6 special dice, and an adventure book narrating the setup and the interactions. The story goes through several chapters, some are optional and secret, there are 5 possible endings and more than 500 different interactions. What I have in my hands here is the prototype of the game and it only contains the prologue, which is a small adventure before the events of the final version of the game. For the prologue we only have these 2 characters, Rumiko and Furukawa, who are trying to escape the asylum and for whom players should keep in mind their mental state. The character cards have 2 sides, conscious and nightmare, and the latter shows how their personality changes when they switch to their nightmarish side. The setup of the game is dictated by the chapter of the game you're playing. So in this case, the prologue, we have put the location cards on the board, the interaction cards, the items, the yokais, and the proof cards. We're gonna do the setup for the solo game for now, and at the end of the video I'm gonna talk about the differences with the co-op mode for 2 players. So you choose 2 character cards from those available in the chapter. One will be your main character and the other your support character during the chapter. And you put the standee of your main character in the initial location card that says the adventure book. Each character gains the maximum life points displayed on their card and a generic trait card at random. Last, you gain as many fate tokens as the adventure book says. Fate tokens can be used in 2 ways. You can spend 1 to save a character that is dying and bring them back to life with 3 life tokens, otherwise the game ends immediately. Another way to use it is during an interaction in the adventure book where you would be asked to make a decision among certain options and you would spend a fate token to choose an option that wouldn't be available to you in any other way, as it would be against the ethics of your character. So here is the turn sequence in the game. First you roll the kami dice, then you use the results to interact with people and to investigate and explore places. Then if a yokai spirit has appeared, you need to confront it. And last, you may move your character to another location and end your turn. So let's say we start our turn in this location. When you move to a location for the first time, you put down the interaction cards assigned to that location. Then with the kami dice, we want to roll a combination of results that would lead us to at least one of these interactions. We take the kami dice, we roll them, and we have up to 2 rerolls. In my first roll, I rolled 2 yokai results, but since my character's special ability is that once in the turn, he can swap this to this result, I only have 1. A die with this result becomes frozen and I cannot reroll it. I keep these results aside as they would be useful for these interactions and I reroll these. From my second roll, I keep this result and I reroll these ones for one last time. So my final results are the following. This one corresponds to the interaction of the first card, or alternatively, when paired with this one corresponds to this. This one is the other interaction from the second one, and I also rolled this result, which is the result that allows me to move from this location at the end of the round. You cannot use the same kami dice for two different interactions or for an interaction and a move. In total, we can choose up to 2 interactions from our results, and for the solo rules, if you choose 2, you cannot choose them from the same interaction card. So I will be reading and resolving interaction 13 and 28 in the order that I choose, and in the end of the round I will be able to move to another location. But during your adventure, the kami dice will attract yokai to the real world. When you stop rolling, you count the yokai results that you have, and you take the yokai cards that you have to face according to the confrontation value of the location card in which your character is. In the yokai card, you can see how many rolls you get and which symbols you need to roll to defeat it. This symbol here, if rolled, will give you the item number 2 at the end of the roll. In our first roll, we roll the kami dice and we put aside this die that will give us the item and the 2 dice that show the yokai symbol, which become frozen. In our second roll, we re-roll the other 3 dice, we gather them all together, and our roll now has stopped. We have obtained the necessary results to defeat this yokai, and we got item number 2. Last, we count these results, and according to the damage chart, we lose the number of life tokens, in this case 1, and we return the yokai card to the deck. At the end of a confrontation in which you do not defeat the yokai, it will release its curse on you, weakening your character temporarily. You can have more than 1 curse token at the same time, as long as they are different. If you have a curse token and you get another one of the same type, you discard both markers. Also, some locations have a symbol on them, the forbidden movement symbol, which means that you cannot move from the location with that symbol to another one unless an interaction moves you. Some locations have a mandatory direction symbol, which restricts you in the direction of the next location you can move to. There are also some rain and mist tokens representing the weather and having effects on the yokai's powers and the dice rolls. Also, the adventure book will tell you to put a secret token on some locations. Those tokens are considered secret interactions available of the location where the token is. Now, if you choose to play the co-op mode of the game with another player, the difference is that each player takes 1 character card, players alternate turns during the game, and they can explore separately. Players can exchange item cards or proof cards if they are on the same location at any moment before rolling the dice in the first phase of a turn. Also, if they are in the same location and a confrontation begins, any of the players can confront it. Last, each player can make only 1 interaction during their turn, even if they have rolled results that could afford more than 1. So this was Unsolved Mysteries, El Ancora de Fuego. I hope you guys enjoyed the explanation of the game. If you did, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos and give it a thumbs up. And you can go in the description to find the link to the Kickstarter campaign of the game. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.